Michigan Wolverines. Hockey on BTN is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Ohio State and Michigan set to open a two-game weekend series. Hi everyone, alongside my partner Billy Jaffe, I'm Fred Pletch. These two teams met 4 times last season. 46 goals were scored. You talk to the coaches, they say something unpredictable always seems to happen when they face off.
There was a lot of high-flying scoring guys in those lineups last year. A little different lineup this year for both squads. Both teams facing some injuries too, but it's Ohio State and Michigan. It's cliche, but it's true. You never know what can happen between them.
Buckeyes coming off their first back-to-back losses of the season. They scored just 3 goals last weekend against Wisconsin, but tonight they get their senior sniper Nick Schilke back.
Very important. Missed 4 games. Didn't expect to play in this one, quite honestly. We talked to the coaching staff earlier in the week. They said he's week to week, but look what he brings back. 17 goals, 9 of them on the power play. And they thought they'd be without all of their captains. They get their captain, my captain, back into the lineup. He's going to help out Mason Yacht. Fred, this guy has been outstanding for this team this season. 31 points on a 10-game point streak. Coaching staff calls him the heartbeat of our team.
Michigan hockey really synonymous with young talent, and this year's freshman class features this guy, highly skilled Will Lockwood.
Will Lockwood, the son of Joe Lockwood, a former teammate of mine back at U of M days in the late 80s. Plays just like his dad did, but with better skill. He is relentless, great puck pursuit, awesome energy, the type of energy you hope is contagious throughout the rest of the lineup. A leader already as a freshman on this team.
Time now to check the Buffalo Wild Wings line chart, starting with the visitors from Columbus.
How do you not like Dakota Joshua? Look at those centers for Ohio State. Dakota Joshua right there, 6'3", a little over 200 pounds. You saw him last week, Fred. Big, strong, handles pressure in front of the net and in the corner. And another guy, too, that's big and strong, but's got to keep it simple. If Sasha Larocque just defends, doesn't try and be the show, but is just involved in the game, that's when he's at his best.
For the Wolverines, who do they need to get their offense going?
Well, they need everybody. It's offense by committee, but Jake Slaker, another freshman, plays with Will Lockwood, who we just talked about. He is a great communicator. He's got some excellent skills in the mold of Andrew Kopp or a JT Comp, or that type of player. On the back end, defender Sam Piazza. This kid has developed very well. A junior right now, coaching staff very happy with how his progression has happened this season.
And let's check the Big Ten standings coming into the weekend. Ohio State, Michigan holding down 4th and 5th. A time of year when you don't want to get too far behind now.
You can't. You know, both these teams are looking for some real good momentum heading into the last couple of weeks of the season. You got to worry about not just the Big Ten, but you got to worry about pairwise if you're a team like Ohio State. Michigan obviously in a different spot in that regard, but you want to be playing well down the stretch heading into the playoffs.
These two teams have played home-and-home series the past couple of seasons. Different this year. They'll play 2 in Ann Arbor and then go back for 2 in Columbus. As we look at Ohio State starting goaltender, the 22-year-old senior from Arlington, Texas, Christian Fry. 15 games played, 14 games started, and he is the #1 guy. The freshman Hayden Levine getting the start, 20 years of age, from Brampton, Ontario, and the Wolverines have really gone into a goalie rotation. This is this young man's 9th start of the season.
3 goaltender rotation is not ideal, but that's what Red Berenson and his coaching staff has to deal with. Steve Shields, former great University of Michigan netminder, now their goalie coach, working with all of them. We'll talk about what he's working with Levine on throughout the telecast.
Red says he would prefer to be a 1 goalie coach, but that is not the circumstances he's faced with. As the captain, Nolan DeYoung, will bank it for Jake Slaker. Slaker goes indirect. Got stopped by Gordy Meyer. And the Wolverines will get set up. Once again, the captain, DeYoung. Ahead for Slaker. He's going to flip it rink wide. Ciccone down the wing. Lockwood will do the chasing, but a turnover sent the other way. Slaker back defensively to center. Wolverines stressed this week in practice how important the neutral zone would be. And Billy, I'm sure you're going to keep an eye on that tonight.
Already 3 times. They haven't gotten the puck through the neutral zone. It will be a long night for the Wolverines if they don't get it deep.
Big Winborg behind the net, slides one in front. Comes back to Luke Martin. He got rid of it. And the Buckeyes clear the zone. Sent right back in. Buckeyes changing up. Yannick Moser, junior defenseman from Mannheim, Germany. Comes high slot. Quick shot by Piazza. And Blocker stop made by Christian Fry. And the Buckeyes will relieve the pressure as Luke Martin comes back to touch it up for an icing.
Nice little play by Michigan as they get in on the forecheck. Moser's not going to be able to handle the puck because Winborg is going to get to the middle of the puck to the middle of the ice. He's going to get back to Piazza. We talked about him in our quick little open right there. Piazza does a nice job shrinking the zone, getting to that puck, and he put it towards the net on Christian Fry.
Cooper Marody and Dakota Joshua, former junior hockey teammates in the United States Hockey League, tried to put the puck down between them. Referees tonight, by the way, Colin Cronforst and Brian Aaron, and Brett DeRozier and Joey Hutek work the lines.
Marody could be a very important player for this Wolverine squad. He's only played a couple of games this year after having some first half issues, and he got himself back into the lineup. Got high skill.
Rebound opportunity. Marody swept it wide. Boca held the line, but the Buckeyes will get it out. Big Dexter Danks scoops one into the neutral zone. Welcome to Big Ten Hockey on BTN. Fred Pletch alongside Billy Jaffe. The game, Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, as Ohio State and Michigan renew one of the Big Ten's greatest sports rivalries. Early first period action. And
right before we came on here, Fred, Dexter Danks with a really good opportunity from about 25 feet out. One-timer towards the net. Christian Fry, the Ohio State netminder, with the nice save. Wolverines trying to throttle everything into the offensive zone. Get it through the neutral zone, going to be key for them.
Danks, the big power forward out of North Vancouver, British Columbia. Boca sneaks in from the point. They can't get it to him. It's loose behind the net. And Danks is there again. Tommy Perrin marking him. Best zone time of the game so far for Michigan, as it slips past Boca, and Nick Schilke will do the chasing. Schilke, 17 goals on this season. That's tied for the Big Ten lead with Andrew Sturtz of Penn State. Schilke's .85 goals per game average is best in the nation. Steve Merle with a backhander from the angle. And Fry, so calm and confident. You'll see him play that style all night long, all weekend long. Good hold by Ciccone. Turnaround shot. Fry to save and will cover.
You mentioned Nick Schilke back in the lineup for the Buckeyes, Fred. Very important player. When we talked to the coaching staff earlier in the week, it was week to week. Wasn't expected to play. Neither were the other two alternate captains for this team yet. All of a sudden today we hear he could be in the lineup. Told by Steve Rohlik, their head coach, it would be a game time decision. He took the warm-up. He came in, and it's important they have him in. You mentioned all of his goals, but in particular it's also his power play goals, 9 of them. That helps his power play team an awful lot.
DeYoung has to chase after it. John Wiedela forechecking for the Buckeyes. DeYoung will dump it in, go after it himself. After Gordy Meyer sent behind the net now by Brendan Warren, and the Buckeyes the other way. Ciccone steps up, gets it back from Warren. Warren down the wing, bodied there by LaRock. And the Wolverines' Jake Slaker, the freshman, takes over, leaving it for Luke Martin.
Decent pursuit early on by the Wolverines. The icing will be waved off here. They had 2 or 3 attempts to get to the neutral zone the first shift of the game, and they did. And since then, they've done a nice job at it.
Yops meanders across the line. Yops, the engine of this Ohio State offense. Out of Speedway, Indiana, grew up just less than a mile from the Brickyard. As the Wolverines center. And Winborg will dump it back in the net. Moser takes over. Stolen. On the wraparound, Stewart trying to get it out front from the line. Griffin loose with a drive. Penalty coming up to the Buckeyes. Pressure continues. Loose with a shot that's blocked, and as the Buckeyes touch up, we'll get the first power play chance of the game.
And here's this pursuit again, and this is what we talked about. Good stick to puck, pushing the puck wide of the net. Driving now hard, trying to bring it around. Short's going to try and stuff it. There's a hook or a hold that they're going to call. Christian Fry makes the save from overhead. Nice stick play, actually. Fry doesn't even have to make the save, but still, the Wolverines doing what's called good rotation on their forecheck. The first forechecker's getting in, stick the puck, second guy's supporting the play, center ice area, that's where the penalty's going to come up. I think it's David Gust will be the one that gets called for it.
So we'll see if Michigan can get its power play going. 0 for 13 in the last 4 games. On the Arcelor middle power play, Michigan ranked 5th in the Big Ten. And Sam Piazza, one of the leaders, 3 goals, 7 points on the season. When Michigan has a man advantage, they'll have to go back 200 feet and regroup right now.
Wolverines are missing some key players in their lineup too that could help their power play. Alex Kyle's out. Tony Calderon was hoping to play this weekend. He got hurt in practice. Cutler Martin also out of the lineup too, but in particular Kyle and Calderon, big losses for them physically and also offensively.
Yeah, they're 2 leaders in terms of shots on net. And Christian Fry, the Ohio State goalie, would say, but Billy, remember, I'm missing Drew Brevig and Josh Healy in front of me.
Yeah, he's missing some big guys as well. You know, you can never, every team is going to go through injuries. We know that, so you can never use them as an excuse. But when you're a young team, especially a team like the Wolverines, and you're missing seniors, you're missing leaders, you're missing Kyle's one of your captains. Not that Healy isn't important, because he is. He's a big dude. He's one of their leaders, too. But I look at the losses for Michigan as being a little more significant, because the Wolverines are a much more fragile team than Ohio State.
Cooper Marody down the wing for Lockwood. He pulls up. And Buckeyes right in his face. And here's a chance. Luke Stork with a breakaway. Stork in. Shot. The save made by Hayden Levine. Wolverines the other way. Centered by Danks. Broken up. And dumped back out. Luke Martin, the freshman defenseman, with a hard rim. Wolverines, good puck pursuit. They surround it. Merle is there. So too is Pastujov. They get it back to the line. DeYoung tried the one-timer, fell down, and possible 2-on-1. Shot taken by Hine and a pad stop by Levine.
Good back check by Pastujov right there. He was able to make it a 2-on-2, force the shooter to have to take a shot.
Martin able to keep it in. Getting in the way is Moser, and he'll dump it down the ice. Now you talk about the absences, but I know both coaches won't use that as an excuse. Yep. It's not who's out of the lineup, it's who's in.
Always, and they expect excellence. Both coaches aren't going to use injuries for excuses. They've been around way too long between Steve Wallach and Red Berenson, and both coaches talk about the fact that whoever's in the lineup has to step up.
Schilke, the captain of the Buckeyes, forechecking on DeYoung, the Michigan captain. Perrin stood up. Short shot, and the angle covered by Christian Fry. Buckeyes the other way. They try to spring Tanner Lazinski. You noticed Buckeyes really strong down the middle. The talent they have.
Joshua Lazinski. I mean, here's Hine.
Schilke with a shot. May have grazed the post as he had to transfer backhand to forehand. Still got it away. Wolverines in the other way. Boca up on the play. Back to the line. Loose with a quick shot. Rebound steered away by the Buckeyes defense. Perico centered it. Merle tried to kick it in, it looked like. Scramble in front of Fry. And back to the line to Boca. He's able to hold. Along the wall for Merle and Pericos.
This is like Michigan from last year. The type of guys are moving the puck. I do not think that this favors them, though. It might feel good right now, but if they get into a scramble up and down wild type game, Fred, I don't think it favors Michigan at all. That will end up playing into the hands of Ohio State.
Offside. Wolverines have had their chances, including on the power play. But Cooper Marody can't stuff it in. Still looking for the icebreaker at Yost. presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. No score at Yost Ice Arena. Approaching midway point of the first period. Coaches in this game, Steve Rollick in his 4th season behind the Buckeyes bench. And he was a 2-year captain at Wisconsin, but doing a great job here with the Buckeyes.
Excellent job. Very disappointed with the way that his team ended up playing last week. He said after they had lost both games to Wisconsin, said it shows the parity in the Big Ten. And he said, I had preseason, I had picked Wisconsin to be in the top 2. So it wasn't a surprise to him that his team wasn't able to get those wins.
Lockwood drops for Slaker with a shot. And Fry butterflies makes the stop.
Now, another good example of Michigan's pursuit. We're talking with Brian Wiseman earlier in the week as we take a look at the venerable Red Berenson, who has been there since 1984. 33rd season as Michigan head coach. By the way, in that first class he had there, a guy by the name of Joe Lockwood was one of his freshmen, and we'll talk about his son Will Lockwood throughout the night. But when I was talking to Brian Wiseman, who's just a Red Berenson's left there, he talked about how his team is the type of team that they're practicing well. They're getting a little bit better. They're doing little things here and there, but it's going to be about discipline for their team, especially on pursuit and relentlessness, and again, discipline through the neutral zone.
And Nolan DeYoung told me this week he thought the Wolverines their best 2 weeks of practice this season, as Winborg has a point-blank try, and Fry's had to be sharp.
They're moving everything north. They're right now. Again, after the first, minute and a half or so, Fred, through the neutral zone, it wasn't great. All of a sudden now, they're outnumbering Ohio State. They're pushing pucks to the middle of the ice. Look at the support. They're not making hope plays. They're making short passes, sticks around the ice, ready for good opportunities.
Chance they score! Right off the draw, Evan Allen delivers.
Points now in 4 of 5 for Evan Allen. Second goal of the season. This is the 3rd time in a row off a face-off that Michigan's got puck control and then an opportunity. Face-off is brought back. It's won by Winborg. And now again, what are they doing? See how they're tight? They're 6 feet apart. They're ready for an opportunity. Good battle by Short. Pushes it to the middle. Then Short again. I don't think he touches it that second time. Winborg's right there. So is Allen. Allen goes upstairs past Christian Fry. No chance for the Ohio State netminder, given he has to move laterally there. Chest a little bit forward. Wolverines up 1-0.
On Evan Allen's 2nd of the season, the senior from Sterling Heights. Gordy Meyer back deep. Loose neutral zone. Stork after Martin.
We didn't get a look at it again, but how about that breakaway save by Levine on Luke Stork? Shorthanded. When Ohio State was shorthanded, that could have easily changed the tenor of this game. And Michigan, since that save, has had about 3 or 4 good opportunities.
Yeah, Levine's maybe only had 3 shots, but all of them have been
substantial.
Close to grade A's, yeah. Pastujov right back on the attack for Michigan. Buckeyes. Gordy Meyer plays to his partner. And really the only outlet pass is straight up the middle. Meyer's got it. Fans on his shot. And Boca will tuck it for his partner, Griffin Luce. Boca bumps it back. Luce has a man off the bench. Slaker trying to squeeze by LaRock. Pericos, corner, slot. Boca shot. And Fry was out to cut down the angle.
Good second man forecheck. First man pressure, but the second man takes away that low pass across, and they were able to get up another opportunity again.
Tanner Lazinski can't get cleanly across the line. No, he hasn't. Lazinski right to the goal, gets tripped up. Schilke had a chance, and as the Wolverines touch the puck, Ohio State will be given a power play chance. The freshman Griffin Luce handed to the box. Michigan has struck first. Ohio State trying to answer.
2-0 to score. Wolverines over the Buckeyes. Buckeyes with a really good opportunity again. Lazinski's going to end up getting the puck. A little conundrum there at the blue line. Where's the puck? Lazinski, it's actually in his glove and it's off his shoulder. And the big power forward who's playing center in this game gets to the middle of the ice, gets tripped up. Griffin loose. The freshman takes him down. Buckeyes going to power play.
And Schilke still had a shot.
He did. He got a good opportunity right there. That's now, to your point, probably 4 good opportunities already that Levine has had to face, and he's made all of them look very composed.
Buckeyes on the Arcelor middle power play with Yops, Joshua, Schilke up front. And Schilke, the trigger man, remember, 9 power play goals on the season of his 17.
The Buckeyes had, in their games played, they've had 17 power play, 17 times where they've scored in the game. Out of their 24, they've created a power play goal. And it's interesting, Fred. Head coach Steve Rollick said, he doesn't get a lot of practice time with everybody in the lineup. It could be even better. Still pretty darn good without those guys.
Wolverines have 6 short-handed goals on the season, tied for 4th in the nation. Brendan Warren, number 11, has 1 of them. Will Lockwood has a couple. Moser back to collect it and try to get the Buckeyes set up here as we near the midway point of this Ohio State power play. It has been good in the last 7 games, 8 for 27. Although
anything but fluid so far here.
Lazinski trying to hold it in. He gets help. Matt Joyo, the transfer from Miami, controls from the left point, sent across the one-timer, bouncing around in front. Piazza on the backhand. Joyo with the hold. Weiss lurking on the outside of the pile. And he picks it up. Funnels it to the line. Gets it back from Joyo. Side of the goal. Back for Weiss, and Will Lockwood a good job defensively.
Excellent play. Coming back, reading, and keeping his stick on the ice so he wouldn't take a penalty.
Lazinski controls for Weiss. Back to the line. Slap shot wide. Weedle had jumped on it. Kept in, though, by Miller. Boca sends it to a quiet area, and Sam Piazza will relieve the pressure. Wolverines back at full strength. Each team's power play 0 for 1. Luke Stork in from the wing, shot off his skate. Around the boards, kept in by LaRock. Fiddler to the line. Moser's shot may have hit his own man. Ronnie Hine. Buckeyes in the neutral zone again. Poke check. Blue line turnover. And Max Stewart leaves it for Evan Allen with a shot, and he snapped it wide. Allen, the goal scorer in this game, came at the 8:21 mark as he celebrates his 22nd birthday. Of course, you're going to be fired up to play on your birthday, aren't you?
Yeah, especially when you're playing against Ohio State. Big rivalry. Nice little back pressure here by Winborg, and I like the way the Ciccone steps up there. Stick the puck, even though he's going back a little. Right there, he closes gap. He takes away the ice. Good lesson for young kids out there. Don't gap out, meaning don't keep skating backwards. Give your opponent that opportunity to regroup. If you can get it, especially with back pressure, and that's the key right there. Close that gap, move the puck the other way.
Face-off possession, Buckeyes. Long lead missed Dakota Joshua. DeYoung back for it. Up the wall for Merle. Shot blockered away by Fry. Right out in front again. A chance for Pericos. Point blank. And Christian Fry, the much busier of the 2 netminders thus far. Boca tried to hold it in unsuccessfully. Had it poked off his stick again. They scramble for it neutral zone. DeYoung will gather it in. Pursued by Kevin Miller. Nice maneuver by DeYoung. Gets it up the wall. And the Wolverines send it deep. Looking to spring James Sanchez. He's surrounded. by Buckeyes as his teammates change. Off the bench, big Dexter Danks. Giveaway, turnaround shot by Marody, and Christian Fry says, where is it?
Some excellent hustle from James Sanchez, and then really good play by Michigan, in particular their forward. You have Marody's out there, Danks. But some poor play from the Ohio State Buckeyes, some laziness with the pucks, putting it to the middle of the ice. Let's go back to the play before that. Good opportunity by Pericos right there, going to the front of the net. Watch Danks, so he's going to lose his edge. He's going to lose his man. If it wasn't for the left toe and that left pad there, Christian Fry, it's a 2-0 Wolverine game. Look, you watch this Ohio State team right now, they need to be sharper in their own zone, Fred, with the puck. They're putting it to the middle of the ice, and at times very cautiously, not looking like a very confident team with the puck in their own zone.
Well, one of their biggest assets, their team speed.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it go tonight.
Not at all. We're starting to see Michigan do stuff like this. Again, 4 guys in the neutral zone, covering up, puck pursuit back, and not allowing Ohio State to get jets on.
Well, hockey returns tomorrow night with a top 10 matchup. The number 7 Gophers will host the number 4 Penn State Nittany Lions. BTN Hockey presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Coverage starts at 8 Eastern on BTN and BTN to go. And we saw Red Berenson in his 843 college wins. I'm always blown away by the fact. Add another 100 from the NHL.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Good save off the face out there by Levine. You're right. He had 200-plus games with St. Louis for those 3 seasons, 100 wins in the NHL. The hockey lifer is an understatement. We'll look at a good young player, Mason Jobs.
Grew up less than a mile from the Brickyard, where they hold the Indianapolis 500. Had 7 teammates join him at the big race last season. Says they'll do it again this year.
You ever go to that? Have you been?
No, I was trying to wrangle an invite for us, but he was kind of quiet.
Be like me, an anvil on top of the head. Forget the subtleness, Fred. Come on.
Michigan still leading 1-0 on the Evan Allen goal in the first. Christian Fry grew up idolizing Marty Turco, the great Michigan goalie who played with the Dallas Stars. And Christian's from Arlington, Texas, says he got to meet him a few times, working hockey camps and whatnot in Texas.
Good guy to get to know. Marty had such a good approach to the game. Wonderful athlete. At times, you know, was one of the best, if not the best puck handler in the game. Hung with a guy by the name of Marty Brodeur, and you learn an awful lot from watching him.
Gust pulls up. Deep for Yost. Yost watched by Stewart. Yost back to the line of Moser. Transfers, one-timer. And the Wolverines, who block a ton of shots, over 18 per game. They've got at least 3 or 4 here in the early going.
The bad news is that means the opponent's got the puck an awful lot when you're having to block that many shots. The good news is that Red Berenson and his coaching staff has a team that's very willing to do the dirty work. They'll pay the price in that regard.
Winborg from behind the net for Danks. Chance from tight quarters. Boca looks for an angle. Rebound as Winborg was right on top of Fry, who made the save, and the Buckeyes take it the other way. Wolverines got a stick on the pass intended for Gust, but he's got it. Gust wanders off the wall back to the line. Another blocked shot, and Evan Allen will spin it out.
And the reason you're able to block that shot right there is because your positioning is really good. There isn't over-pursuit to the play. That was Cooper Marody, one of the offensively highly skilled players. Getting in that shooting lane, you can't be too far away when you want to block shots like that.
Sanchez deep with Marody. Dexter Danks works in the slot. 2-on-2 battle with Tanner Lazinski on the outside of that defensive pile.
Wolverines winning a lot of those puck battles below the goal line. and then moving it towards the front of the net when possible. They've done a nice job in the offensive zone on their forecheck.
Out of the scrum, they fling it around the boards, and the Wolverines keep it in. Fry out of the net. Back up the wall for his captain, Schilke, with a little tip. Now it's down the wing. Schilke with a shot. Good stop made by Levine. As Weiss set up his captain. Will Lockwood dangles in. Called on the offside.
Real nice save by Hayden Levine. Well, he's going to be going to his left. Puck's going to come just back to his blocker just enough. Probably wouldn't love where that rebound ended up, but Banks is there to help clean out the area. Hayden Levine, the big kid, talking with Steve Shields, goaltending coach for the Wolverines, talked about 90% of what he's been working on with Hayden is his mental approach and how he prepares for games and practice.
Well, stay tuned for our Auto Owners First Intermission Report. Rick Pizzo, Paul Caponigri will be along from Chicago to get you up to date on everything in Big Ten hockey tonight. Joe Ciccone played it down low. Buckeyes counter. Luke Stork on a dump and chase mission against Nolan DeYoung, who comes out of the confrontation with the puck, slips it for Slaker, down the wing, too far for Lockwood.
And we'll have an icing here. Fred, no icing. Eliza waved it off. But think about the amount of zone time. It's been slanted heavily in favor of the Wolverines. Would not have expected that when this game began.
Yeah, we would have expected maybe the complete opposite.
Absolutely.
Ohio State's the second highest scoring team, not in the Big Ten, in the nation. 4 goals per game.
They just do not seem confident with the puck. They're making slow decisions. And to the Wolverines' credit, they've completely chomped down on it, taking big-time advantage of that.
Their defense have done a great job holding the blue line, too. They'll have to back off this time as the Buckeyes emerge.
You can only hold the blue line if your forwards are coming back to help out. Blue line, and both offensive and defensive blue line.
Shot from the angle, and Fry will cover and hold for a whistle.
Well, the way that the Wolverines are working at things, you mentioned they had a good week of practice. They did a lot of battle drills near the end of the week where they tried to, because they had a bye week, tried to simulate game action and trying to get the energy up, the flow up. And the guys were at a real good compete level, good battle level. They wanted to make sure, as you touched on as well, get pucks through neutral zone. And Red Berenson also said, we're not doing enough with the puck when we have a chance to finish it. Let's make sure we take advantage of our shots. And you know what? They've had some great opportunities in this game.
Yeah, Red was really worried about shot selection, not getting shots on net. As you know, you miss, and it can be transition the other way in a hurry.
Same thing as a turnover. You know, a careless shot that leads to a block or a miss the net can be a turnover, same thing as a turnover or transition for the opponent.
In the final minute of the opening period, Michigan leading 1-0 on Evan Allen's second goal of the season. Winborg trying to center short at the side of the net. Sent across to Griffin Loose. It got through. They score from the angle. They stuff it in. The freshman, Adam Winborg.
This is another example of the Wolverines controlling puck behind the goal line, then they work low to high. Right here. See how they're going to work in tandem? Puck's going to come to the side, and then it's picked up there by Short, side to side, and off the end board. This is an intentionally put wide. This is a pass off the end wall. This is a home ice advantage as the puck caroms right over to Winborg, the freshman out of Sweden, puts it in. That's a heck of a play right there by all the Wolverines on the ice.
Yeah, you love it when at least 4 of your players touch the puck before it goes in. Smart play by Griffin Loose. Beautiful play. His grandfather, Don, a pretty headsy player. Another penalty coming up here. This one going against Ohio State.
Let's go back one more time to the goal. Let's show you what we're talking about with Loose. Watch right here. Winborg's going to do a little transition, a little switcheroo there by Short. Side to side. The puck comes over. Watch right here. Head up by Loose. Intentionally sees Winborg inside positioning Again, home ice advantage. You do that as a player at the end of practice. Red Barons, and I can hear him telling players and his assistants, Billy Powers, Brian Wiseman, saying, guys, practice the angles, get the pucks in, see caroms, and that's exactly what they did right there, Fred.
Penalty, obviously, against Michigan. Dexter Danks in the box. So if the Buckeyes don't score, a fresh sheet to start the second period. Waning seconds of this opening frame. They'd like to get one now, though. Gordy Meyer with a keep in, centered, and it was Gust from point-blank range.
I don't even think he hit the net on that one. Just went wide. What a great opportunity again for Ohio State.
Winborg gets his fifth. It was an impressive opening 20 minutes for the homestanding Michigan Wolverines. Score after one, Ohio State 2, Michigan nothing. Or make it the other way around, excuse me. Stay tuned. The Auto Owners Insurance Intermission Report comes your way next.
Welcome inside the Auto Owners Insurance Intermission Report. Rick Pizzo, Paul Caponegri, as usual, along for the ride. Maybe the best period we've seen Michigan play since Big Ten Conference play opened up.
Yeah, Rick, I think a week off after getting that shootout win at East Lansing really helped them. You looked like they outworked the Buckeyes in the first period, and they got some goaltending when they needed it.
Take you to Ann Arbor, game one of this series, Friday night here on BTN. Evan Allen celebrating his 22nd birthday today in style. Right place, right time, puts it up and over Christian Fry. Final minute of the first period, already 1-0 Wolverines. It is Adam Winborg Again, off the backboards and beats Fry. It is 2-0 Michigan over the Buckeyes after one. 19 shots for the Wolverines in the first period. Christian Fry was outstanding. Otherwise, this could be a 3-4-0 game very easily.
Yeah, it's kind of been Ohio State's story lately. They've been relying on him a little too much. He's playing well, but at some point when you're getting 19, 20 shots a goal on goal a period, 1 or 2 are bound to go in. And I think Michigan just really outworked the Buckeyes in that first period. It was, you know, Ohio State's coming in as the way more skilled team, but I think it was just a matter of grinding them out and being the harder working team.
Just 7 saves for freshman Hayden Levine. He had a couple of quality stops early against Ohio State, but Cappy, this is not the Buckeye offense that we have expected to see. Just 3 goals last weekend against Wisconsin in being swept. It really seems like these injuries are now starting to affect what they do, especially on the power play.
I think so, and it helps obviously getting Nick Schilke back, but I think it's a mentality thing. I think when you start scoring so many goals and then you have a little period of where you go a little dry, you don't remember how it got, you know, it was so easy for a while. Sometimes you don't forget how hard it is to score that many goals in a game, and sometimes you think, oh, they're just going to come. They've been coming for us so much, it's going to happen again. I think maybe it's a wake-up call now. This is a 3rd game now where, you know, it's a little slow for them.
2-0 lead always feels good. It feels especially good when you go to the locker room after 20 minutes, having gotten both of those goals from your 3rd line. Winborg and Allen, along with Max Schuart skating on that line as well, responsible for both Wolverine goals as Michigan leads it 2-0. Come back, update you on 2 other Big Ten games already in progress. Penn State taking on Minnesota, and the red-hot Wisconsin Badgers lighting up Michigan State. Number 6, Penn State on the road to face 7th-ranked Minnesota Gophers. Get the only goal of the first. Nice footwork by Vinny Lettieri from the skate to the stick. Backhand is in, and the Gophers lead the Nittany Lions 1-0 after 20. It is all Wisconsin in East Lansing. The Badgers have just opened things up against Michigan State. Aiden Cavallini not pictured, making it 4-0. And then Ryan Wagner, 5-1 at this point. All Wisconsin as the Badgers look to continue the momentum that they built up with the sweep last weekend over Ohio State. Back inside our Auto Owners Insurance Intermission studio, Rick Pizzo, Paul Caponegri. Tony Granado's made no secret. He's telling his team Chicago is the ultimate destination. That's where the Frozen Four will be in early April, and they are buying in. They're the hottest team in the league right now.
Oh, easily. And I kind of giggled at it a little, to be honest with you, when he said that, but I love it. And you can see his team and the confidence they're playing with now. It looks like they just needed 1 or 2 signature wins, and if they've gotten it, that you could see it on their bench on Saturday in Madison Square Garden when they got that goal. And they're just playing with the utmost confidence, and you got a lot of young guys that don't know any better yet, and he's instilling them with that confidence.
We saw Luke Cunnin, a beautiful goal to make it 2-0 on a semi-breakaway. But you have so many players right now. Aiden Cavallini has scored 2 games in a row. Matthew Freitag is playing as well as anybody in the country. And I love the fact that you point out confidence, because this was a team we questioned if they had it. Tony Granado came in and gave them an instant shot of belief. Right. But now when you string some wins together, that confidence, along with the ability they already had on this roster, that's what makes them so dangerous right now.
Right, Rick, you could talk all you want about, you know, a lot of talk. And when they got the coaches, like, you know, hey, this new thing. But once you have to actually win some games for you to really have the confidence. You can believe all you want, but until you see results, you're not going to see that. And now that they're seeing it, they're believing it. And it's really fun to watch young guys that don't really know what they're getting themselves into yet, and they're just having fun and winning hockey games.
Meanwhile, not sure right now what's going on with Penn State. Also a little bit of a struggle here midway through the conference season. We'll touch more on the Nittany Lions when we come back after the second intermission. As for now, the game you're watching belongs to the Wolverines. Michigan on top of Ohio State, 2-0 after 1. Second period call from Fred Pletch and Billy Jaffe coming up after the break.
Hockey on BTN is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports, and brought to you in part by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800 State Farm. After one period at Yost Ice Arena, here are the salient points.
Christian Fry had to be really good. The guys in the studio talked about that. 17 saves. Levine, 7 saves. 4 or 5 of those that we would determine were very good chances. And then you're getting goals from Winborg and Evan Allen, players that they were hoped would come through for this team. And, man, they sure have. Allen being a senior, especially playing on the line with another senior in Short. Might be called the third line, but they need that leadership out of them.
19 shots to 7 in Michigan's favor in that first period. Evan Allen scoring his second of the season. 13 different players registering shots, so almost everybody's engaged.
And 7 of those shots came from D-men. So the Wolverines did a nice job of what I thought was winning puck battles along the wall below the goal line and then getting their D-men involved in the offense.
Ohio State on the power play, remember, to start this second period. They have scored power plays, goals in 16 of the last 21 games. Wolverines. Sanchez ragged the puck, then gave it away. Buckeyes back in. Joshua for Schilke. His shot deflected.
Oh, a nice stick there by Ciccone. I think he got a stick on that chance.
Brendan Warren buzzing on the puck carrier, Gordy Meyer. Down the wing comes David Gust. Ciccone breaks it up and hammers it back down the ice. Weiss will lug it in. Dumps back to the line. Miller, hard wrister. And Levine, calm and confident, just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah, he made the save. He deadened it, too. That's good body positioning right there. It allows his D to get it and flush it down the ice.
Waning moments of the power play. Ledzinski taken off the puck by Lockwood. Weiss in traffic. Knocked off his stick, and Slaker will dump it neutral zone. Griffin loose, getting set to return, but a 2-on-1 developing. Across for Weiss with a shot. And he could not connect.
I think Levine got his right side of that as well. Even though it ended up going through him, he just got it enough to keep it out of the net.
Dank stopped. Led ahead again for Weiss. Net drive by Ledzinski. Weiss pulls up, buys time, gets knocked down. As Winborg, good job defensively. Wolverines get it up. Buckeyes control neutral zone. LaRock, the sophomore out of Calgary. Got it across the line, but on the transition, it's Evan Allen for Dexter Danks. Back for Danks, quick shot. Fry made this stop. And away come the Buckeyes. Driving the net on the backhand is Kevin Miller. Played it wide. And offside at the blue line.
Buckeyes with power play to start the period. We're able to get a little more flow going. Here's a nice opportunity. 2-on-1, little touch pass by Ledzinski through the neutral zone. Puck goes over to Weiss. He can't just get as much on as he wants to pass into the skate. Oh, you know what? He does get a lot. It goes off that hip, that right hip area of Levine. If he doesn't touch that, just get body on it, there's no doubt that's in the net.
Good skill play by Weiss. Skate to stick. Good shot. Meyer lugs it in. Right for the goal. Got a shot away. Levine stopped him.
That's Meyer's comfort level. He loves rushing the puck, and he has the green light from the coaching staff.
Matt Sheward the other way. Kevin Miller up the wall. Fiddler can't play it. Stephen Merle. Stick handles in. Merle out of Coral Springs, Florida. Fiddler back deep defensively. The Young can't hold the line. Kevin Miller after Piazza. Got it to his partner. Pericos. Slips one to Marody. Back for Marody. Merle into the corner. Marotta keeps. Came off the wall. Knocked down. Buckeyes dump it in. Mason Yops is going to go after it himself.
Well, you haven't called his name much tonight, have you?
Good play, though, by Levine.
Yeah.
Came out and handled the puck.
Subtle little plays like that to kill forechecks are huge over the entirety of a game.
Gust sends it rink wide. Shot by Wiedela. Block. Luke Martin got in the way of that. Slaker places it. Neutral zone. Barricos stripped to the puck, but he gets it back. Dumps it in.
Another good example of support behind the net to get the puck out. He has some chances by Ohio State, but not against sustained offensive zone time, Fred, where they get multiple chances. We haven't seen that from him yet.
Centered off the stick of Fry. Boca mobilizes from the back end. And Jobst back deep defensively. And sent it the length of the ice. No icing. He had a teammate off the bench to nullify the icing. Gordy Meyer with it again. Gave it to Lazinski. Lazinski just regaining form as he played for the United States in that gold medal effort at the World Juniors, but all those players came back not only with a gold medal, but most of them with a flu bug.
Yeah, gold medal flu bug bringing him back, and really debilitating for many of the players coming back. What a great performance he had, though, at the World Junior Championship. Talked with one of the associate coaches there, Greg Brown, and we'll touch on that in a bit. He absolutely loved working with Lazinski.
Buckeyes across the line, trying to get it to Lazinski. Chases it back of the net with Schilke. Went off Evan Allen. Back deep defensively. Nice move by Ciccone, who also won a gold medal. Teammate of Tanner Lazinski's. Matt Stewart trying to get loose. Double team. Loose puck. Allen with a shot and a pad save made by Fry.
Again, all that starts with a great play by Ciccone in his own zone.
DeYoung with a chance from the angle.
None of this happens for the Wolverines if Ciccone doesn't make that nice play to help get the puck out of his own end right there. The Wolverines, again, doing a good job to nullify time spent in their own zone.
Playing with confidence on goals by Evan Allen and Adam Winborg. Michigan, just 2 wins in their past 10 games, but they're looking good tonight. Buckeyes in from the angle. The Deke, Levine stayed right with it. So the freshman, Aiden Levine's been busy denying the Buckeyes on every chance.
Clicker call.
2-0 to score. Wolverines over the Buckeyes right there. Steve Rollick, the head coach of Ohio State, who is coaching today along with many others in the college hockey world with a heavy heart due to the death of longtime Wisconsin head coach Jeff Sauer. Yesterday it was announced publicly. A lot of people didn't even know that Coach Sauer was sick, but here is a guy that Steve Rollick, when I talked to him today, told us how special he was to him. He was a 2-time captain for Coach Sauer. And he was like a father figure to him, learned so much from him. And he talked about how it was always about the players and everybody else, not about Coach Sauer. In fact, Coach Sauer texted him and Tony Granato just the other day, Fred, and just said, hey, guys, good luck at Madison Square Garden. Just last week, I'm watching, I'm proud of you.
As Cooper Marody spins and fires, 3-0 Michigan.
What a shot right there. We'll finish up on Steve Rollick in a bit. What a play by the Wolverines, again, exiting their own zone. They get the puck then in the forecheck. Dexter Danks, this is as well as he's played, really involved in this game. Marody showing some maneuverability into that mid-slot area. Watch the hands. And then toe drags or brings the puck in off the toe of his stick and sizzles it by Fry, who's got to deal with eyes in front. Danks and Miller there. Dexter Danks has really been noticeable in this game. I mean, very efficient, very effective. Wolverines up 3-0.
When I talked to Nolan DeYoung this week, I said, who are the two toughest forwards to defend one-on-one? He said, Will Lockwood, obviously. He said, but Cooper Marody can spin off you. He's so deceptive, you don't know where he's going, and the Buckeyes will attest to that now.
Yeah, they can't. And he had the puck on his stick in traffic, and then he moved it to the middle of the ice, which is always a great sign. Coach Barrington would always talk, put your nose behind the shot, which means get to the middle of the ice, get over the puck. And he did that just there. Again, I liked how he reached, using the toe of his stick to bring it in. Risks it. He doesn't try, doesn't have any time to do a wind-up, just risked it. But again, with having two big bodies and Miller and Danks in front of the net, made it very difficult for Fry to pick it up.
Marody's first of the season. He was ineligible in the first half. I said, what'd you miss the most? He said, just that feeling of coming down the steps at Yost and getting out to the students.
Absolutely. It's tough not being part of it, not being at the rink regularly, not being a part of the field that is college hockey.
So the Buckeyes have dug themselves a 3-0 hole. Mason Yops tries to get them going. Luke Martin had the stick in his shot path, and then he neutralizes Yops. Gus takes over. Good work by Piazza. Brendan Warren got turned around. The Winnipeg Jets draft pick perseveres and gets it out. Meyer will turn. Dumped in by the Buckeyes. And the Wolverines break out cleanly. Shot by Lockwood. He'll get it again. Ronnie Hine took it away from him. Hine just back in the lineup after
Too many men.
being out with an injury. And the former linesman, Billy Jaffe, calls it.
Yeah, too many men on the ice. Michigan had 7 players, or 6 at least, maybe even 7 on the ice. Just to finish up, though, with Steve Rollick and Jeff Sauer. When he received that text last week, along with Tony Granato, he told me there were 3 other coaches, Marco Siki, Donnie Granato, Strobel. He had 5 former Wisconsin guys under Jeff Sauer that were in that game. And so Jeff Sauer wanted to make sure that every one of them had a great time. And he told them, I'll be watching. I'm proud of you guys. And Steve Rollick, when I talked to him earlier today, really a heavy heart, and understandably so. I only got to meet Coach Sauer 2 or 3 times, but such a generous, kind man, and one of the big giants in college hockey for his generation.
Stephen Merle serves the penalty, and all those guys you just talked about will be thinking about Jeff again at the Big Ten Championship, because it's at Joe Louis Arena, and that's where Steve Rollick captained Wisconsin to an NCAA championship. They beat Boston College 2-1 at the Joe, and then finished it off with a 7-3 win over Colgate. So the Buckeyes, on the power play, they need a spark here.
They need to start working harder. They absolutely do. Michigan's been out working them. I think Paul Kapanik, we talked about that a bit during the first intermission. Michigan has used their instincts and used their emotion much better in this game than Ohio State has.
Michigan coaches say too often they have not played well on Friday night, and they go into salvage mode for the second night of the weekend, and they want to try and avoid that. They're off to a good start.
There's another example, just outworking them.
Warren and Slaker move in. Slaker's shot glanced off the glove of Fry. Schilke will take it right the other way, though. Looking for his 18th of the season. Turns forehand, and Levine swallows up his shot.
And Levine's done a nice job for the most part. There's been 1 or 2 where there's been some rebounds, but that right there is a good example of the big kid, the big freshman, with his body upright, chest isn't forward. Watch his body position here, folks. See how he's upright? His chest never goes forward. Just a couple of degrees, but right there, the puck is going to pop right back down off the block end into his mitt, and there's going to be no rebound chance.
With possession. But the Wolverines come up with a puck and they shoot it into their bench. you talked about Hayden Levine, and you know, lots of goalies now are big, and they've got a couple of 6'3" freshmen. And Zach Nigelvort, he's 6'4". Lots of size.
And remember, Steve Shields is 6'3", 6'4", so he has that history, that knowledge of what it takes to be a big goaltender to make it, not just the next level, but just to be successful at the college level.
Miller with a shot that was blocked by Martin. And with big guys, oftentimes they'll just talk about quieting their game.
Quieting their game and their footwork. You know, sometimes bigger doesn't always mean better. Sometimes some of the biggest goaltenders that I see an awful lot, actually, when they're too active, there's more holes in those guys.
Shot from the angle. Buckeyes dig away. Weedle is there. Lazinski.
And Hayden Levine right there did a move from the side that a lot of goalies I know are doing, the reverse VH, but they're coming off the post at times too much. We're going back to another shot where it's going to be blocked again. Nice little step there by Luke Martin, taking one in the side. Could have actually been the right arm, I thought, perhaps the right leg. But Levine went down to almost a full reverse VH there, Fred. And that could leave that gap, that post exposed. But he didn't. He stayed up just long enough to not have the puck trickle by him. I don't get it why goaltenders from sharp angles go down too soon. I see it in the NHL where I cover games an awful lot. I see it in college hockey. If you keep your feet, you hold it. There's no room to get beat from that angle. And I know there are some goalie coaches out there to teach it, but I also know there's other goaltending coaches or consultants out there that absolutely can't stand it. He's too big of a kid, in particular. Look at Levine. He shouldn't be giving you anything from that side.
He's got the Avenger superhero, Wolverine, paint job on his mask. And the other freshman goalie, Jack LaFontaine, as Miller works it in. Loose puck, they score! Tanner Lazinski finds a bit of a gift, and the Buckeyes are on the board.
This is off the face-off. Possession won by the Buckeyes, and then the puck is just going to be sitting in the middle of the ice. Levine doesn't know where it is. Battle, the scrum, to the middle. Puck comes, and then there, off the shin pad. It went off the Wolverine shin pad of Jake Slaker. And Lazinski, who is on the left side, is going to come to the middle of the ice. Miller's shot off the shin, and the goaltender Levine's looking right. Gap wide open. Watch his over. He's looking the wrong way. Lazinski comes in, puts it in. Obviously, could be it's not a pretty goal, but it's a thing of absolute beauty for the Buckeyes, who have been struggling to get anything really sustained in this game. We'll see if this wakes them up and gets them going a bit more.
Tanner Lazinski from Shorewood, Illinois. You're a Chicagoan. He's a former Joliet Jaguar. Wolverines. Great chance for Allen, second of the night, to quickly answer, but denied by Fry.
I'm also so old that the Joliet Jaguars weren't around when I was playing youth hockey in Chicago.
So Tanner Lazinski has got the Buckeyes on the board. They still trail Michigan by a pair in Ann Arbor.
Well, you see Miguel Fiedler sitting in the penalty box right there. You go. There he is. He sits down because right before he went to break, he gets called for a hold behind the net. He's going to be on the puck pursuit, trying to get to it. Puck's in the skates of Griffin Luce, and nothing loose about that. He holds on to him right there, gets control of the puck. Because of the puck possession, Fred, that's what gives the official the ability to make that call. Wolverines go on the power play.
For the second time tonight with Slaker, Merle, and Lockwood up front.
A couple of years ago, Will Lockwood was 138 pounds. 138 pounds. He's only about 170, 175 now, but definitely strong enough for Big Ten hockey.
Slaker in a battle for possession. Gets help from Lockwood. Lockwood tried to dance right out in front. It's loose. Turnaround. Slaker. Fry dives out. They score! Marodi's second.
Puck pursuit and relentless nature of Will Lockwood. Marody getting his nose in there too makes the difference on this play. This is all about hustle. You know, similar to the Ohio State goal we just scored. This isn't like a textbook goal. Look at this. Hustle. Dank's in front. Marody's in front. There's a quick turn by Slaker. I mean, look at that. Everybody there. Mason Blue flushing towards the front of the net, bringing bodies with them. It's three guys in his own scarlet sweaters that Christian Fry can't find the puck with. The overhead will show you. Watch, he's going to reach forward. Coming up right there. He doesn't know where it is. He's off his game. He does not know where the puck is because there's too many of his own players in front. Michigan's pursuit of it leads to this opportunity, and they shovel it in.
So Cooper Marody, his 7th game of the season, had 3 assists in the third-place game at the Great Lakes Invitational at Joe Louis Arena. But he's busted loose for a couple of goals in this second period to restore the Wolverines' 3-goal lead.
You know, I was talking with Brian Wise, one of the assistant coaches for Red Barons, just the other day, and asked him about just, you know, other players that, you know, obviously everybody needs to step up. But players to keep an eye on in the last few weeks of this season, and he brought up Cooper Marody. He said, as we take another look at the goal, I think they're looking to see if there's any goaltender interference. There was absolutely none. But the fact is, he said Marody's the type of player that can make a difference.
And he was born to be a Wolverine.
Yes.
This is where he held his 8th birthday party, right at Yost Ice Arena. And when Cooper made his verbal commitment to the Wolverines, he tweeted a picture of himself right outside of Yost. So he's loving it tonight.
What a response by the Wolverines. You know, if you're an Ohio State fan, you're thinking, all right, Lazinski gets the goal. It hasn't been a pretty game, but let's get ourselves right back into it. Penalty taken by Fiddler, and just seconds after the face-off battle, the puck to the front of the net, Wolverines seemingly regain control.
Yeah, and they're maybe saying, hey, bad bounce. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, guys.
Right, that's absolutely what they're doing. And they seem to be very confident in this game, and that's not an easy thing when you're playing as many freshmen and even some sophomores with less experience that like Red Barrington has had to do this year. But you know what they are? They're doing more away from the puck in this game. They're battling. They're really engaged in the play in both zones, away from the puck. They're working in tandem with their teammates, and because of that, they have been the team that has been more demonstrative on the ice.
Although, remember, last season, 46 goals in 4 games between these two teams. They played in Columbus 2 years ago. Michigan won 10-6. As Schilke steps off the wall, shot blocked. And after the game in the handshake line, Red Berenson said to Steve Rawlik, I think we just set the game back 10 years with 16 goals against.
I loved it. NHL's seen a bunch of that lately. They've seen a bunch of 6-5, 7-6 scores. I think it's simply glorious.
Shot does not get through. Weiss will lift it high. Schilke and Lazinski. But Cooper Marody came back and took it away. Brendan Warren tracks it deep. Marked by LaRock. Marody helping out, but a whistle. This is what happened last season. And in a couple of those games, the team scored, Michigan scored 5 straight on January 17th. That game on March 4th, the Buckeyes scored 6 in a row. And the final meeting was at Nationwide Arena. And Michigan scored twice in the final minute of the second period. and then tied it up in the third after Ohio State had a 5-1 lead. Nick Schilke had to win it in overtime, so it's, you never know.
Those games had multiple personalities, obviously, heavy momentum swings. But again, think of all the firepower that was in those games. There were some different teams, some different players out there, but yeah, neither team could really gain control as it goes out of play, right off the face-off.
Michigan on the power play. People have wondered this season what's wrong with Michigan, and you start with Connor, Comfort, and Mott, and you always point out, yeah, Werenski and Downing were pretty good.
Well, especially Werenski. I mean, all your offense is usually generated from your defense. You lose a special player like that, you cannot replace him.
And then you add in Uni Evans, who's been in the NHL this season, Justin Selman, Steve Racine had finally established himself. So Matthew Weiss in the penalty box. Wolverines looking to add to a 4-1 lead. And Cooper Marody looking for a hat trick. He's got a pair in this second period.
Nice keep by Piazza right there.
Slaker in from the angle. Shot. Second stop by Fry, and he hangs on.
What a play by Sam Piazza to come over from the right side. He's a left shot, but he's playing the right side of the power play. He gets all the way over to the left side to keep this one. An excellent effort, getting rewarded there. A little fist pump on the bench by his teammate. Look at this, doesn't give up on the play. He knows if he gives up on it, the Wolverines are going to kill at least 20 more seconds, maybe more, of the power play. Excellent hustle, great determination, and then they get a legit chance out of it off the play.
Face-off win by the Buckeyes. And Michigan will come back and set up. Nolan DeYoung, now the captain, had trouble getting into the lineup as a freshman and sophomore, but he wears the C now. Highly regarded, coming out of junior, Minnesota Wild draft pick. Says Mike Komisarek really helped him last season.
Sure, yeah. I have that resource too, a longtime NHLer. I already mentioned Steve Shields there. Like Komisarek around the program too. It's a valuable resource.
Hand pass says Barry Puckmara. Nick Pastujov will plead his case.
Pastujov been in and out of the lineup, hasn't played for the last couple of games. A well-told story about his parents being part of the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, which is, say it ain't so, Fred. It's going away, buddy.
Well, the parents will be at Joe Louis Arena. Or no, they went to the Joe for the GLI.
Yes.
They didn't know how to get in.
Yes.
they never went through the regular entrances.
Mother was a dancer in the crew. The father was part of the talent coordinator. Nobody had to walk the wire.
Marody off the wall. Buckeye steal and send it deep. Marody will tuck it back to the net for Sam Piazza. There's a sister who plays college hockey for Minnesota's women's team. Danks, just such a big presence, and he'll create a bit of a train wreck at Christian Fry's crease.
Dexter Danks is really playing the type of game that will make the coaching staff of Michigan incredibly happy. That's possessed right there. What that is saying, I'm not taking no for an answer. Joyo is going to get into his own netminder's crease. He's not going to take no for an answer. And he's going to make himself not just visible, but incredibly important. He's the center of the play right there. He's getting an opportunity to play with Marody in this game. Sanchez flanks him on the right side, too. Well, you're as big as he is, 6'2", 205, 206 pounds. Don't be soft. Do not be easy to play against. This is the kind of effort. I know we still got a period, 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go, but this is the kind of effort that this coaching staff has been hoping for the last month or so. Remember now, they've only played, what, 4 games since Christmas time, basically. So they haven't had a lot of time to get the flow and get into a rhythm. They're going to be very happy if this is the type of effort that continues for the remaining period, 5 minutes.
I'm sure Red Berenson will say after this game, Dexter Danks played a man's game tonight.
He will, yep. I can tell you, Red will also tell him, and again, we have a few minutes remaining in this period. what Red will talk about. I mean, this face-off's taking forever right now. You go. No, you go. Get in there. All right. But Red will tell them, got a long way to go still. He respects everything that Ohio State can bring.
Yeah, they almost cycled through the forwards and looking for a D-man to step up into the draw as things get a little fractious with Nick Pericos.
This is where the linesmen and the officials need to just make a call, settle things down. One of the jobs about the linesmen right away on face-offs, and I think they're going to take coincidentals off here too.
Yannick Moser and Nico Pericos. The first time that these teams met last season, a little brouhaha at the end of the game, and the 4 players were not allowed to participate in the rematch.
The emotion of the game, that's going to happen every once in a while. But as a linesman and as a former ref too, in the old CCHA, what I can tell you, Fred, you know this, having been involved with college hockey at so many levels, so many years. Get out there and just like a player, make a statement. Same thing as an official. Talk to him a little bit, but just like a parent, not too much. Get the puck down, get the play going, be emphatic with your decision.
As they skate 4-on-4, here's a steal by David Gust. Doesn't have anybody with him. He walks into the backhand. Levine the stop.
Oh, Gust right there. It blows right by Nicholas Boca. How about that? Outside-inside move. Comes to the middle of the ice. And Gust, who's definitely picking up his play as of late, has got an A on his sweater, picks up a puck that's missed there. It's whiffed on by Griffin Loose. Outside, inside, to the backhand. But again, there's big Levine. Body position up. No rebound opportunity. Holds on to it.
David Gust out of Orland Park, Illinois. When he was 8 or 9, his father, David Sr., bought the ice rink in Orland Park, so he didn't have a problem getting ice time. Will Lockwood circles. Bounce it back. Ciccone.
Another penalty.
And it's Matthew Weiss involved with Jake Slaker.
Play was called dead when Ohio State had the puck. Well, I think it's only going to be against Weiss. This is where, if you're Ohio State, you cannot allow the emotion to get the better of you right now. You cannot afford to go down more. There's the hit. And there's the second one coming up right there. Yeah. Foolish play. No need for it. Will Lockwood right there. Wasted. First hit was good. Second hit, unnecessary. Easy call for the official.
So Wolverines work a 2-man advantage for over 90 seconds. Piazza, Marodi, Slaker, Lockwood. Among the attackers, make it 4-on-3 as Sam Piazza controls. Switches up with Slaker. The drive, and he whistled it wide. Slaker for Piazza.
I look for Marodi. He's got that hot stick going in this one.
Here he is, walking in, wrister. And he snapped it high. Luke Stork gets it to Meyer. Held in, though. Lockwood for Piazza. Marodi looks for a shooting lane. Wide, Slaker out front. Lockwood, great chance, and the Rock had a stick on it. Marodi again, creeps in. Slaker, across. Piazza set up. Marodi shot, scores the hat trick for Cooper Marodi.
Get the puck to the guy with the hot stick. And Marodi has it this one. Great puck retrieval by the Wolverines, too. There come the Maize and Blue Hats to the ice. Marodi again, he's got that toe curve there. He corrals the puck, and in almost seemingly one fluid motion, wrists it by Christian Fry. The puck is going to move over to the right side, through the seam. Marodi gets it back in his stance. But again, with that toe curve, right there. And he can just snap it upstairs. No chance for Christian Fry. What a nice retrieval. Motion off the back hip. Sweeps it up. Good puck movement by the Wolverines. A bad penalty by Weiss leads to that power play opportunity. And the Wolverines really doing things well in this one. Very methodically. They're not playing what you would call an out-of-control type game. They are completely in control, winning battles, taking advantage of things. Cooper Marody got to feel good. Came in with his 6th assist in his couple of games, Fred, on this season. Now he's added 3 goals.
Well, you've mentioned the players out of the lineup tonight. Alex Kyle, Tony Calderon, and the last Wolverine to have a hat trick, Alex Kyle, that game at Minnesota that was on BTN last February 25th. Max Short across the line. DeYoung finds it with Winborg. DeYoung holding neutral zone against 2 Buckeyes. Gets it to Evan Allen, who opened the scoring in tonight's proceedings. Winborg down low for Short with Allen out in front. Short spins. Back to DeYoung. Shot looking for the Allen tip. Allen behind the net.
A little surprised, actually, Fred, that there hasn't been a goaltending change. Nothing to do with Christian Fry himself. But just perhaps get somebody else out there. Tompkins.
Buckeyes 3-on-1. Trying to hit Schilke. Upstairs. May have hit iron.
I think it did.
Fiddler. Down low. Wolverines poke it out. I'm in agreement with you, but I was thinking it was one of those situations where Steve Rollick was letting the period run out. We'll come back with Matt Tompkins maybe in the 3rd. Centering feed, and Lazinski skates. Moser intentionally off the back wall, right out in front. And Merle is there defensively. Lazinski with it again, taken away. And Marody will get it ahead to Dexter Danks. He pulls up, buys time. Marody from the angle. Is there a 4th on his stick in this 2nd period? Digging tenaciously. Sanchez is there. Sanchez has been the quiet guy on the line tonight, but you know he's back doing the defensive work, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been scrappy, though. A few times he's been on the forecheck a couple of times. He's been scrapping it out there. Wolverines. Team effort by this group tonight. Everybody has been involved.
Cooper Marody with a hat trick. Wolverines up 5-1. Cooper Marody came into the game with 3 assists in 6 games played on the season. He's evened up the numbers. 3-3 and 6 and 7 now. Dakota Joshua on the forecheck. Joshua, one of 4 Michigan-born forwards in this Ohio State lineup tonight. Nick Schilke, Brendan Kearney, among the others. Larocque's shot.
That's a good block right there. That's a really good block by Nico Porikos.
Gust sends it to an open area. Gordy Meyer will backtrack. Wolverines right on him. Merle. Back of the goal for pass job. Larocque, strong stick. Gust goes wide. Want to make sure to stay tuned for our auto owner's 2nd intermission report. Rick Pizzo, Paul Caponigri will be along from our Chicago studios to get you up to date on everything in the Big Ten Conference.
Wolverines able to start really rolling their 4 lines. That's the advantage of being up in this game. It's something that, you know, let's face facts. I mean, Red Berenson, despite the fact that he's the home coach, you know, matchups can't be his most important thing right now. He's got to get out his guys as much as possible. But now, with a 4-goal lead, they'll try and roll everybody more, keep them fresh, especially with another game tomorrow night. The way that we want his team to play, we're seeing this 4th line do that Pastiaw's line out there. They were just out there creating good energy, good momentum.
Penalty coming up as Miller was tripped. Doing a 360 to try and avoid forechecking pressure. So just like they did at the end of the first, the Buckeyes go on the power play at the end of this second period.
Play just at the blue line. There's Miller reaching out. Brendan Warren, no question about it, gets caught in that area where, as a player, as you're doing it too, you know the players turn back up ice. Your stick's to the inside towards the puck. And as soon as you take him down, you don't look at the referee because you know he's going to have his arm up. You're praying. You're hoping you don't hear that whistle, but it's a pretty easy one to call.
Yops, Joshua, Schilke, their forward unit. For Steve Rollick's Buckeyes.
They've been out, even though they had the 1 power play goal, their only goal of the game, the Lazinski goal, they've been outworked when they've been on the power play too. They just haven't been able to come up with that kind of desperation type mentality that you think they would have. As offside is called right there, Yops trying to bring the puck in.
Never got their skating game going here through 40 minutes. They like to fly the zone and
transition team, fly the zone, as you like to say. They like stretch pass, you know. Steve Rollick very happy to have his D-men initiate it with, you know, turn up the ice and go with it. But haven't seen much of that at all in this game.
Yeah, Steve says when you don't notice our D, it's a good thing. But his D have been conspicuous tonight because they've had to handle the puck so much as the Wolverines break in. Will Lockwood dragged down.
And they're just not in sync. Watch Gordy Meyer right here, number 5. He's just waiting. He pushes the puck to the middle of the ice. It's a reactionary play. Here comes Will Lockwood in, just like his father, takes off. I love his father, Joe Lockwood. I played with him for a year, but couldn't stand him. You know why? Because he'd be the guy, Fred, every time we had to run the 5-mile run the last day of training camp, Joe would like train for like 2 days. Like literally, that guy, I'm going to start working out for it. He'd run it in 30 minutes, 29 minutes.
He'd be giving you water as you cross the finish line.
Waters, I mean, you kidding me? He'd call out for a police escort to go find me. SOS, find me. I was taking 36 minutes, 37. But just like his father, Will Lockwood, quite the athlete.
No penalty on Lockwood's attempt. Shorthanded, looking for his 3rd shorthanded goal of the season. As Nick Schilke tried to funnel it back to the line. And the Buckeyes will not get another chance in this second period. Second period, the Cooper Marody Show. A young man from Brighton, Michigan, to score after 2 periods. Michigan 5, Ohio State 1. Stay tuned. The Auto Owners Insurance Intermission Report is coming your way next.
Quarters Insurance Intermission time. He's Paul Caponegri. I'm Rick Pizzo, and this game is being dominated by the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, they really haven't gotten a lot of pushback. They're doing everything right. They're killing penalties. They're scoring on the power play, and they're getting their skill guy, Cooper Marody, who's not played a lot due to injury. He's one of their offensive guys, and we saw it in the second period.
Yeah, 2 goals from their third line in the first period to take a 2-0 lead heading into the second, when Cooper Marody basically just took over. The first time he strikes in the second from the high slot, basically kind of doing this all by himself and beating Christian Fry with the quick little wrister to make it 3-0 after an OSU goal makes it 3-1. It's Marody in front, finding the loose puck and poking it underneath Christian Fry. Now 4-1 Michigan. And then his second power play goal of the period and his third overall comes off a great feed from Sam Piazza. Marody has 3 in the second, and Michigan leads Ohio State 5-1 with just 20 minutes to play in Ann Arbor. Hayden Levine's been very solid between the pipes. Ohio State only has, what, about 14 shots, 15 shots on the night.
Quality ones.
But some quality shots. Michigan, meanwhile, has been dominant. 33 shots. They have 5 goals. Could have had a couple of more. Fry played really well in the first period. I think it's the best we've seen Michigan play all year long.
Easily. I mean, in any game that I've seen, the balance they're getting, like I talked about, they're killing Ohio State's #1 in the conference in power play. They haven't really had a sniff on that. And Michigan's got 2 power play goals. They're the bottom on the penalty kill and on the power play. So they're getting both of those parts of the special teams working for them. They're getting the goaltending. And they're just flat out outworking Ohio State right now. They're getting loose pucks. You've heard Billy talk about it numerous times. They're just better, faster the pucks, and they're getting the job done.
Obviously, Ohio State was swept last weekend by Wisconsin, the Thursday-Saturday series that went from Columbus to Madison Square Garden. Now they go to Ann Arbor. I think Steve Rollick has to be more disappointed, not by the lack of offense, but by the lack of effort in this game.
Effort, indecisiveness, you just don't see the confidence that they generally have. Now, they are missing their top defenseman, Josh Healy, a guy that Steve Rollick depends on for about 30 minutes a night now. He's that guy. You're missing Drew Breckles. You're missing 2 of your back-end guys. But, yeah, it's an overall mentality of where I think we saw it from Michigan in past weeks. Confidence is down. When you're not confident, you're not moving as fast. It looks like you're not working hard, even though maybe you think you are. And everything looks a little slower for them, and it's not coming as easy for them as it has in the past.
Despite the fact that Christian Fry has not played poorly, even in giving up 5 goals, I would not be surprised at all to see him head to the bench for the third period, give him a little bit of a breather in a game that right now seems a little bit out of reach for the Buckeyes. Michigan on top 5-1 after 2. As we return, we'll take you to 2 other games underway, Penn State, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, Michigan State. Those are on the way next.
your people.
Top 10 matchup underway in Minneapolis. It's been all Gophers. Minnesota on top of Penn State 4-1. This is a battle between the 7th-ranked team in the country, Minnesota, and number 6, Penn State. No question about it. Nittany Lions struggling a little bit, down 1-0 already. Chris Funke misplays it off the backboards, and Rem Pitlick is there for the easy score. He would add another in the second as well. It is 4-1 Minnesota after 2. Yep. Penn State is not playing the kind of hockey it played in the non-conference. Meanwhile, Minnesota is getting all sorts of contributions from guys on every single line.
Yeah, and I mean, they're looking like Wisconsin, although they've been doing it kind of all year. I felt like they've been a nice, solid, consistent team. They don't have the big, flashy names, although Sheehy and Klus you have, but they're getting it from all parts of the lineup. Their depth in the front, they have 3 lines that can score, and their defense is quiet. Not a big superstar out there. Jake Bischoff's great. But they don't have that big guy, but they're playing well as a group.
And Shearhorn has been solid. Hasn't been spectacular. Exactly. Hasn't had to be spectacular. Exactly. One other score, game that's already gone final.
Yeah.
Wisconsin 6, Michigan State 3. The Badgers have scored 16 goals in 3 games against the Spartans this year. And I'm not picking on Michigan State because Wisconsin right now doing this to just about everybody they play.
Right. Yeah, it's funny to watch them evolve. The young guys believing. We've talked about it in the first intermission. You got some guys now, you expect Cunnin and Frederick, and they're young guys too, but, you know, it's amazing. We talk about how young guys aren't young guys anymore, but the Will Johnsons, the Freitags, the Wagners, all those names, you're talking about Minnesota's depth. Now you're looking at Wisconsin with 3 lines. You know, it'll be interesting to see if Matt Davison's okay. At that injury, Tim Davison, sorry, Matt. Tim, yeah, that's a big injury because he's a guy that they rely on the back end.
How about Trent Frederick? 2 more goals tonight and an assist as well. First-round draft pick, but a guy who I think Tony Granato was waiting to play like this, especially offensively, as Wisconsin cruises over Michigan State. Michigan enjoying a 5-1 lead over Ohio State after 2. Third period comes away next.
to Yost Ice Arena. Hockey on BTN is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings Beer Sports. Students always having a great time. Do they have as much fun when you play, the students?
No, they didn't. You know why? We didn't win as much. Oh, that's not true. We started some good stuff there. The students are phenomenal in Ann Arbor, the way they love to interact with each other and the band. Look at that. Fry with 28 saves. Made a lot of good ones, but Michigan has been all over him. Cooper Marody with his first career hat trick. And Levine, of those 14 saves, 6 of them, if not 7, have been really good.
And as we talked about late in that second period, Cooper Marody and the Wolverines will be facing a new target in the Chicago Blackhawks 2012 draft pick. Shot by Schilke right off the hop. He scores, number 18.
Wow. If this is a sign of things to come, get yourself locked and loaded for this period, folks, because this is a bad goal. And that's your understatement of the night. This is just not acceptable. Levine, this may have ramped off the stick of the defender, DeYoung there. But watch Levine there. It just gets by him. He's off angle a bit. That is a bad goal. Now, if you're Ohio State, it does not go off DeYoung. I thought it went off the stick a bit. It does not. But if you're Ohio State, you've got to take advantage of that. If you're Michigan, especially Hayden Levine, you have got to wash that one away. It didn't happen as far as goaltending coach Steve Shields would be.
Buckeyes right back in. They score!
Oh, my.
2 and 17 seconds.
Oh, my. What a start for Ohio State. This would be a good time for a timeout if you're Michigan. Levine can't find the puck. The defense can't find the puck in Fiddler. Not sure if he roofs this one or not, but he gets it in, and he gets it by Levine. The shot pass to the front. Levine tries to find it, doesn't find it. No, Fiddler just pushes this one in the net. Nice coordination. Watch this play here, Fred. He's on one leg. He's going to drive, middle drive. He's going to get down here. He's going to get bumped right there. He's falling down, and he pops it in. Michigan with an atrocious start, and what excellent effort and energy from Ohio State.
A 5-1 lead after 2 has evaporated. Last March 4th in this building, Michigan jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and Ohio State scored 6 straight, and overall 7 goals on 31 shots. So we talked about the unpredictability right off the start.
Holy smokes, you said it. You talked about it. And a little bump after the play there. No harm, though. It's Griffin loose. Wolverines, though, have got to keep their composure here. Ohio State, meanwhile, they got to feed off the energy. Now, you're just down 2 now. You don't need to press. You just play your game now if you're Ohio State. Cut it to 1 with about 10 minutes or so remaining and say, let's get 1 in the last 10. What a change.
Oka. Long stretch. Broken up neutral zone. Buckeyes on the counter. Dakota Joshua rips one. Winds up behind the net. Buckeyes say it's in.
They'll go to the overhead on this one.
They sure will. Brian Aaron behind the net. His call was no goal, but it's review time.
Levine just doesn't seem to have a feel right things are going. How does that not go? What a play! What a save! Oh my gosh! And that's closing. Is that Boca?
Whoa.
Does he pull it off of him? Closing? Does he close his hand on the puck?
No.
But here's the question: the crease. It's not on the ice putting his hand on the puck. It's in there on a teammate. Are you allowed to? I have never seen that.
Yeah, this is a new one. Well, you can't cover the puck. This is get Steve Petrosky on Steve Dial,
Absolutely.
the director of officials for the Big Ten. But if Boca doesn't do that and grab it away, if Levine stands up, it's in the net.
Understood, but is it the plane of the crease going up and it considered in the crease?
Right. Where's the crease? Just on the ice? Or?
Yeah, and he grabbed this. First of all, this is an amazing save.
They're playing.
They're playing. So, oh my gosh. I had never, I've seen a save like that before. I've never seen a teammate take it off the back.
Luke Stork with a shot and a blocker stop made by Levine.
Now, if Ohio State does not throw everything at Levine, it's a mistake.
Joshua again. Oh, and Stork was right there. Puck just escaped him. Gust across to Moser. Shot. Glove stab made by Levine. He'll hang on.
Did you notice how he stabbed it with the glove? He snapped it up like you said, but he was still off a little bit right there. He wasn't on a great angle again. He was playing big. He was using his big frame the first two periods. Now the freshman, the 20-year-old's got to use his composure, flush things out of his memory bank, and get big again. Get in good body position. And Ohio State again. If you give up one shot, even a marginal one, I think you're making a gigantic mistake.
Miller held it into the line. Heron got bumped. Lazinski back the net with Wiedela. Wolverines go on the attack. Transfer for Evan Allen. He opened the scoring 8 goals ago. Well, they have to get up to their average, and they need one more to hit their average of 8 or 9 when these teams face off. Winborg has one tonight. Matt Tompkins, his 12th appearance of the season. He started 10 games, and Steve Rollick raves about the job he did, stepping in for an injured Christian Fry in late November and early December. 21-year-old from Sherwood Park, Alberta, the new goalie, who's just sitting back saying, keep scoring, guys.
Brilliant move by Steve Rollick, changing that line. Spark the team.
Danks dishes across for Marody. He's got 3 tonight. Danks with a shot, and Tompkins down to make the stop. Tough to come in cold.
Red Berenson wants to get out and get the line, the Marody line that has been so effective in this game. Steve Rollick. Now, it's not that he coaches differently, but again, you tell your team, all right, we accomplished what we wanted to right away, fellas. Let's keep going after Red Berenson's squad right here, but let's not try and get it all back on one shift, although they almost did get another one after it was 5-3, that saved by Levine on his back.
Well, the Wolverines so young, and Red Berenson probably knew that he was going to experience games and points like this during the season.
Oh, no question.
Lockwood with a shot, whistled it high. And Lazinski will pursue loose. Brendan Warren ahead for Lockwood. Tried to slip a check. Gordy Meyer has Warren pounding on him. Slaker trying to get it back of the goal. Wolverines trying to get their forecheck going again. It was so effective the first 40 minutes. Shot went off LaRocque's side of the goal. Slaker jamming away. He has it again. Tried to get it back, but Meyer stepped in front of that. Dishes for Wiedela down the wing. Drop back off for Meyer. Stick handling across the line. He was poke check. Lazinski will play it to the end boards, and Captain Nolan DeYoung will take over. The senior out of Victoria, British Columbia, had never been away from home. Played junior hockey in his hometown and never left home before he came to Ann Arbor, enrolled as a freshman. Dumped in, and Matt Tompkins will give it to Gust. Matt Joyo, head up, sidesteps one check. There's that transfer play down the wing, and Stork has it. Trying to drive wide to the goal. Takes it back to the net. Centers, it's loose. And the Wolverines will dive and get it out past Yannick Moser.
That was a nice power play from Stork there. Almost able to deliver the 4th goal of the game for Ohio State, coming from behind the net.
Joshua back in, pulls up, slot, Stork shot. Levine maybe got the glove on that. Stork again in the wraparound, centers. Joshua's there, and it's broken up with the Wolverines in the transition. But they hand it right to Tommy Perrin.
Nice shift from Ohio State's 4th line. Everybody's feeling it on the Buckeye bench right now.
Loose puck as Yop steps up. Yop with a 10-game point streak on the line, but he's been quiet tonight. Stalled in the pits for the young man from Speedway, Indiana, right near the Brickyard, home of the Indianapolis 500. Every coach he's ever played for, including Steve Roth, just rave about him. Perrin along the wall for Fiddler. Tight traffic. Short forechecking. Wolverines can't hold it at the line, but Winbor's got a glove on it. And Matt Miller gets it in, but it's whistled down on the icing infraction. 5 minutes and 5 seconds into this third period.
As Blast talking about, Stork with a real nice shift coming in. Can't get it by the left skate of Levine, but you can tell with Ronnie Hine out there and Miguel Fiddler, that line has played straight line hockey, the type of hockey that Ohio State needed to play earlier in this game. They haven't. The third period, they've been there.
Look out, Schilke's on the loose, 18 on the season. Leads the Big Ten, depending upon what Andrew Sturtz does tonight. That's broken up. Sanchez tracking it deep for Michigan. Joined by Dax. Marodi's out front. And it's recovered by Meyer. Buckeyes have really struggled getting out of their zone tonight. Chance for Dax with a shot. And it was blocked, I think, by Gordy Meyer. So, 2 goals in 17 seconds to start this period for Ohio State, making things interesting.
It's 5-3 the score. It was 5-1 though when this faceoff happened to start the third period. Schilke comes in and shoots it by Levine off his ankle. Not a good goal. All right, not that big of a deal. Wrong. Here comes the Buckeyes again. Fiddler yobs on the ice, pushing pucks, getting into the net. Schilke out there again. Now watch this play. The no-go off the end wall. Levine feels it back there, and then Boca takes it, grabs it, and throws it out. Off of his goaltender. Levine, still a play.
I'm of your mind. I think that's a penalty shot.
I think it's a penalty shot, too. I'm trying to get an answer on that so we have the correct answer for you. I'd never seen that off of a teammate's body, but he closed his hand on the puck while it was in the perimeter, technically in the crease.
Call the ice, no goal. So can you go back? I don't think you can go back and call a penalty or a penalty shot by reviewing a goal or no goal.
Right, that I know you can't. Crazy sequence of about 2 minutes of hockey. Frenetic for Ohio State and Michigan, too.
Lockwood, toe drag, good shot, and Tompkins has to make the stop.
What a nice play by Lockwood. Let's go back to this play one more time. When does the whistle blow? Simultaneous, or maybe a second or millisecond before Boca grabs it. Maybe that could play into it as well with the official behind him right there. Great position by the official, though. Saw exactly where the puck was. Never broke the plane to the goal line. Never had to worry about that if it was anywhere near going in the net or not. It can't get lost in the reaction of Levine. I mean, to feel it on his back and to be able to put his... I mean, my arm would be in a sling if I tried to do that.
Buckeyes chopping at it. Stork a turnaround. Is it considered covered when it's lying on your back, though? Sitting on your back?
I don't know.
Yeah. Joshua's shot. Buckeyes continue to get chances, and Pepper, Hayden Levine, the freshman goaltender for Michigan. Michigan with a 5-1 lead to drop the puck in this third period. And then the Buckeyes pumped in 2 goals in 17 seconds. Schilke, 6 seconds in. And Miguel Fiddler, 11 seconds later. Schilke right out in front. Stolen by Sanchez. He gives it to Danks. And now the Buckeyes have the momentum on the back checking pressure. Schilke strips Danks to the puck and dumps it right back in. Lead for Marody. He was met by Perrin.
Sorry, we haven't seen much of Weiss, and maybe since he took that penalty late in the second period, but you have Schilke out there and you have Fiddler who's moved up to play with the Yops. He's mixed up the lines for the most part, as Steve Rowland.
Well, you know, Steve wouldn't be hesitant to mix up his lines after 40.
Well, he's had to mix up his lines for almost the whole season with all the injuries he's had. Heads up.
2-on-1. Taking the shot is Fiddler. Yops hammered by Piazza.
Oh, that's an interference call there in Michigan. Oh, no.
Down the wing. Danks will dump it in. Miller leaves it for his partner. And
I think we're going to have a penalty now.
yeah, Miller down in the corner, getting up slowly. Matt Tompkins goes over to see how he is.
Here's the first one. I thought Danks behind him. You see the interference right there was Luke Martin. Now here comes the penalty. We're going to call it the hit from behind. Miller gets hit from behind. Both officials with their arm up.
So the question now, 2 for boarding or 5 for a check from behind, and it is boarding. So Ohio State has a power play goal in this game. It was off the stick of Tanner Lazinski, kind of a broken play in the second period, but if they can get a legit power play goal,
yeah,
it's a new ball game.
We talked about it a few minutes ago. Just Ohio State, after getting those 2 bang-bang goals, of course you want to get the next one, but you don't have to press now. Now you can say, folks, like, you know, fellas, let's just get one. Let's get one within that 10-minute mark if possible. And right now, with 11:52 remaining, going on the power play, if they get one right here, they're at that 10-minute mark, you know, and they're in a great spot. Watch for Dakota Joshua in front of the net on this power play. He hasn't been as present as he was last week when you did the game, Fred, in New York.
Just a sophomore, so part of that maturation process. Steve Rollick likes his leadership, ability, and potential. As Meyer stick handles it in. Allows the Buckeyes to get set up. Gust has to throw it to the end wall. And Schilke takes over. He's got 9 power play goals on the season, but he won't get one this shift, or at least on that possession, as it's broken up. Tompkins can really handle the puck. Right out in front, looking for Weiss. They score! Dakota Joshua right where you said he'd be. In Hayden Levine's paint or just outside it, it's a 1-goal game.
Oh, my. I mean, he's left all by himself. The whoever is getting spread out here, and the puck's going to come in. It might be a double deflection. Joshua for sure touches it. You can see it by his reaction. You got the high tip and then the low tip for sure. Absolutely, for Schickley may have gotten it, but the overhead's going to show you. Number 8 in red, no question about it. Greets the puck with the heel of his stick, and it goes by Hayden Levine. He has not been nearly as noticeable in this game as he was against Wisconsin, which plays a different style than Michigan, and Ohio State was more emotionally invested in that game for the first 2 periods. The game against Wisconsin. They weren't the first 2 periods here. Now they're down to 5-4. What a third period for Ohio State.
The Wolverines' lead has evaporated. 5-1. It's now 5-4. And Buckeyes continue to press. Mosier. Lazinski will bank it deep. Picked up by Kearney. Kearney, slot, jumped over Lazinski's stick.
I kind of thought we'd maybe see a goaltending change for Michigan, too. I did. I know it's later in the game, and you want to go with the kid and stuff, but sometimes you need a little jolt. Even though that one right there, you'd think, not his fault. The first 2 that scored this period, you'd like him to have at least one of those, Fred.
Well, you can understand the Ohio State goaltending change.
Absolutely.
At 5-1, but to make a change when it's a one-goal game and
Sometimes
all the pressure on that.
I've seen a lot. I've seen coaches do it now. I mean, you have to wonder if the goaltender you have in there has the confidence that he needs.
Meyer ahead for Luke Stork. Transferred. Breakaway. Kevin Miller on the backhand. And a pad save or right skate save by Hayden Levine. He was a cool customer there.
He was. He answered me right there with a really confident save. Good for him.
Meyer with it again. As the Buckeyes D to D and out. Nice move by Jobst. Taking it wide, back of the net. Neutralized by Luce, but he's still spinning and darting and weaving in there. Jobst finally gave it up. Fiddler and Schilke helping out. Schilke for Fiddler. He's trying to get it down low again for Jobst, who's got it. Tried to spin away from Luce, who got him down, but Jobst with it again. Stickling right out front, Schilke. And a chance that was taken away by a good Wolverine stick.
Ohio State's maybe had more cumulative offensive zone time in this first 11 minutes or so of this period than they had combined in the first 2 periods. Winning battles, taking the puck to the front of the net, getting bodies to the front of the net. Didn't see any of that at all in the first 2 periods out of them.
Down deep, Matt Gioio. Round the boards for Gust with Stork. And Gust will pull it off the wall and bring it in. Wide on Ciccone. Dakota Joshua back out there. Trying to reach back and unload. And Will Lockwood the other way. Has a high compete level too, does Will Lockwood. Joshua, strip pass job of the puck. Got it ahead for Stork. That's broken up. Moser right back on it. Goes backhand. Not a clean shot. Gus hit by Lockwood. Puck freed up for the freshman. Can't get around pairing those neutral zone turnovers. Lazinski.
And the Wolverines are tired here. Lockwood tried to do too much. You could see that he was tired, Fred. He tried to say to himself, get around one more guy. Just get it in. Chip it in softly.
Matt Stewart on the forecheck on Matt Miller. Miller gets a return feed, crosses the red line, dumps it in. Levine pokes it right back up the wall. Evan Allen tried to go rink wide. Winborg clearing it in. Back to the line, Martin with a transfer. Piazza fakes, trying to get a shooting lane. Good job and a good block by the Buckeyes. Wolverines clear it right back in. Little indirect for Lazinski.
Really heard his name much. I know he had the goal earlier, but he has not had the kind of presence that he'd like to have in this game.
Michigan, rink wide for Marody. Shot from the angle. Tompkins stayed with it. Schilke bangs it ahead. Schilke another try. Taking off with Jobst. Lost control did Nick Schilke. He's been out of the lineup for 4 games. But he's got a goal. Another one could tie it. Big rebound, and Will Lockwood was there defensively. Just past the 14-minute mark of this third period. It's been all Ohio State with 3 goals to erase a 5-1 Michigan lead. Remember, in their last game at Madison Square Garden, the Buckeyes scored twice late. There's a shot by Lockwood. Rebound. And Danks couldn't put it in.
Slaker was in front of the net looking to pounce on that rebound. Almost was there.
Shot from the angle, Tompkins. We'll get a whistle. And we'll catch our breath. So will the Wolverines. Dakota Joshua out of Dearborn, Michigan, has the Buckeyes within 1. From Yost, the scene shifts tomorrow to Mariucci Ice Arena. Number 7, Minnesota taking on number 6, Penn State. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Finals already. The Gophers with a 4-1 victory, and Wisconsin says we're staying right with you. They go into Munn Ice Arena and beat the Spartans 6-3.
Two programs going in two totally different directions. Wisconsin and Michigan State. Both legendary programs of college hockey.
Tony Granato has instilled confidence in the young Badgers, and as he reviewed game tapes over the summer, he thought the talent's there. Maybe it's between the ears.
And he added some nice pieces this year, too, coming in. The Kohl Center's going to be alive. Going to be there in a couple of weeks to see this Michigan Wolverine team take them on. You're stuck with me again. I'm sorry. Put in for disability on your taxes next year.
Slot feed for Stork. Well, last week in the border,
I should say.
The border battle against Minnesota, it was hopping. Rebound and a penalty coming up.
Michigan.
And Buckeyes, Luke Stork down, and his team up a man with a power play chance.
And Winborg's going to get called for the hook as puck got to the front of the net. Takes him down, so the Wolverines will be shorthanded. Us up by a goal. .54 remaining in the third period. Red Baron sends Wolverines up by a goal, and my mistake wasn't Winborg. Check out Ciccone. It's going to be number 3 that's going to get the stick right there on the hook, and the official makes the call. And this is, again, we talked about get it to a 1-goal deficit under 10, and then anything can happen for those last 10 minutes, and now they go back on the power play. Dakota Joshua scored the last one.
Yeah, Buckeye.
Him again, but I'm looking for Schilke here or Gust. Take the shot off a one-timer.
Buckeyes 3 for 5 tonight in the power play. Goals from Lazinski, Schilke, and Dakota Joshua, who's brought them to within 1. Gust walks the line. Transfers. Meyer giving way to Yost. Joshua position, power forward style side of the goal. Schilke, the shooter, has time just to play it back of the net. Yop, slot. Gust tried to feed it. A little nifty pass for Joshua, who's coming off the back wall. Meyer. Cross. Here's Schilke in his office. Backhander, though, by Gust. Missed the mark. And the Wolverines relieve the pressure.
Well, some good movement. And good defense, too, by the Wolverines with very aggressive nature. But it was the patience of Gust to go to the backhand that presented the best opportunity for the Buckeyes. He just missed the net.
Yops down low for Joshua, right to the net. Everyone thought he was going to pass it across. Now Boca the other way with Slaker. And Boca ran out of ice. Then he tried to center it.
He's got to get back now, even though they got the puck. Team short-handed. A good play there, bringing it back by Slaker.
And now Lockwood dangles right in. Great stop by Tompkins, robbing Lockwood as he looked for a little Wolverines insurance. Miller, shot from the angle, pad stop Levine. Kept in by Joyo, he unloads. Another chance, Miller, side to the net. It's going to get frantic in these last 3 minutes. Miller, side of the goal. Lazinski trying to feed it out front for a stuff in. the box. Wolverines back at full strength. The one-goal lead, the slender one-goal lead intact. Cleared out of play.
Will Lockwood's going to bring the puck in the inside, reads Miller to the outside, brings it back in. There's that tenacity and that aggressive nature of the youngster. Can't give them the two-goal lead, and then the deficit still just one. Watch your overhead. Joshua's shot is just going to miss the far post. As the lefty coming down that right side has the puck to the inside, he's able to make that play that much more effective, but just barely missed the net.
Plus he had Gust. Great shot on the left side. Lane just wasn't there for him.
Yeah.
Stork. Down low for Fiddler. Ciccone. Around the wall. The Rock is right there. Short. Will get it out.
I'm a believer in pulling the goalie a little bit earlier. So if they get the line out there that they want and they get the offensive zone time, if I'm Steve Rollick, I think I would look to pull him about 1 minute and 40.
Yeah, and that's his zone. He did at Madison Square Garden. Picked up by LaRock.
And you got to expect
driven right back in.
Schilke will come back out. You got Gust will come back out. Yops will come back out with the next shift. So you'd expect that goaltender Tompkins would try and get out as well right when they get to the offensive zone.
Sanchez and Danks doing some good work. Buckeyes. Down the wing for Gust. He will clear it in. Levine left it. And the Wolverines able to get it out again. Meyer is going to come back for it. So it's zone possession, and Tompkins is to the bench now as the Buckeyes get organized.
Yeah, I'd even consider taking them out with the play through the zone, but they can't get it past the blue line. Good play by the Wolverines. Good layered defense.
Wolverines had a 5-1 lead when they dropped the puck to start this third period. Nick Schilke scored 6 seconds in. And now it's nail-biter time for the Yost faithful. But Michigan doing a good job defensively as Warren with a steal. Taken away by Joshua. Slaker helps out. Try to slot feed. Lockwood knocked down.
Oh, they're going to call a penalty on that play. Oh, and a 10-minute misconduct. Not that it matters right now for Dakota Joshua. Lockwood gets the puck in the mid-slot area. He's going to bring it back in. Joshua stick on puck. Wow.
Steve Rollick's argument is
he already got the puck first.
Puck first.
Puck first, and right here he does. Is the play done, though? That's what you have to consider. That's a tough call to make there. A tough call to make, and then Joshua says something that the official didn't agree with or appreciate. And Dakota Joshua got a 10-minute misconduct, so he will be escorted off the ice. You know what, Fred? I get his angst there. Tough call right there, I think.
Well, it used to be the rule in college different than the NHL. If you got the puck first and then you tripped them.
Yep.
It was a penalty in the NHL, or it was a penalty in college, not the NHL.
Right.
That was kind of a little different. I thought the puck had moved away and there was enough separation.
I thought the play was done there. I mean, in the sense of I thought it was enough. And you know what? It's 43 seconds left.
He's got a hat trick. Let's take a look at tonight's State Farm State of Success. Cooper Marody's first career hat trick, and you know, he played in high school, Orchard Lake St. Mary's in Michigan, and was cut from the varsity team. Had to play JV hockey. He said, I was never a hyped guy, even in junior, even going to the NHL draft, so it's kind of a lesson. Persevere.
And it should be a lesson, too, for some of the hockey parents out there as well that are so concerned when their kid doesn't have a commitment at the age of 13. It's going to be
13,
okay.
That's getting a little old.
It's going to be okay, I promise you.
So Steve Rollick diagramming what to do 5-on-5. And Michigan on the power play, 42.6 seconds left, and an offensive zone faceoff. And Red Berenson entrusting this lead to Winborg, Schuart, and Allen up front.
Do not go into prevent D if you're Michigan. Do not do that. No, the only advantage that Ohio State has here is they can ice the puck and then get it on the forecheck. I would take the goaltender out right now. There's no hesitation.
Mason Jobst will bring it in. Tompkins is on the bench. 5 skaters, an extra attacker. Right at the side of the goal, Lazinski can't get it cleanly. Lets one go from the angle. Too sharp. Meyer in from the point. Wolverines get it out. If they get it out one more time, that's going to do it. Michigan will celebrate their second conference win of the season, holding off Ohio State 5-4. Great third period action.
What an effort in the third period from Ohio State. Where that was in the first 2 periods, I'm not quite sure, Fred. If it had been there at the same intensity level, might have had a different story. Michigan, give them a heck of a lot of credit, though. The way that they played in the first 2 periods with a confidence and a demeanor that we haven't seen an awful lot of this year in the Big Ten. They've had some good games. This one's going to go up there with the victory over Union, over BU. Those were more complete. That third period tonight, I guarantee you, Red Berenson, while he'll be happy with the win, will not be thrilled with the way they had to hold on.
So Cooper Marody, his first career hat trick, and Hayden Levine and the Michigan Wolverines weather the Ohio State Red Storm. That's it for Michigan. Our final score, Wolverines 5, Buckeyes 4. For Billy Jaffe, I'm Fred Pletch. We've had fun. After the break, it's the big show. Wolverines win at 5-4. Good night, everyone, from Ann Arbor.